sweet YouTube friends. How are you doing today? Hi. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this video. This is gonna be an extra Wip Chat this week. I just felt like it. A lot has happened the past few days. So, I know me, and my memory is spotted at best. So I was like, yeah, let's do a little extra Wip Chat, just so I remember everything. So sorry. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. There is a subscribe button right down there. Next to it, you will find a bell. If you ding that bell and choose all, you will be notified whenever I put up a new video. If you're back, hi friends, welcome back. So happy to see you, and I appreciate each and every one of you watching this video. It really, really does mean a lot to me. And if you would give my video a thumbs up, either now or when you're, leaving the video, it means a lot too. It helps with all the YouTube algorithms, but most of all, it makes, oh my God, I'm sorry. It makes me happy. So please consider doing so. But yeah, and like I said, this will be a Wip Chat, and if you're new to the craft and don't know what a Wip Chat is, WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress. So that could be a diamond painting like this one. It can be knitting, crocheting, cross-stitching. You can take a walk, you can do grocery shopping, or you can sit in your couch. Treat this like a podcast. And chat, well, that means I'm going to chat your ears off for a while, okay? Okay. And today, English is a problem, as per usual. So, what do we have? We have a diamond painting. We all already established that. But which one? This is the amazing A Question of Reality by Christopher Lavelle. I started this on the 25th of June, and look at it. Isn't it amazing? I love it. And you see these two people here. That is these two people. So we are getting down there. Yeah. So I just have this left to do. Not much, which is great. So I am using my Leopard Leatherworks pen, a gift from Diamonds and Doxies. I love it. Maybe I should turn on a little more light so that I actually might have a chance to show you the pen. Maybe. No, not really. It is beautiful. It has different types of purples. There is some gold and silver. You see that sparkle? I love it. And you, sorry, I use my Elizabeth wood containers for the drills. I have my Bella identical tray. In my pen, I use the single placer with a glue dot in it. The single placer is from Diamond Art Club. Up here is another multi-placer from Diamond Art Club. It is a 6-placer, but it picks up 7. And in it, I have my own homemade scented putty. This is in the scent of Coke. I love it. It smells amazing. I have some tweezers if I need them. And I have some other pens lying over here. If I'm gonna need them, I will tell you. I have my little trash minder here from Angie's. Oh my God, Angie, I keep forgetting. Angie's Sparkle Addiction Art. Sorry, Angie. But yeah, so that is it, I think. That is it. Okay, let's get into it. So, the last Wip Chat was Wednesday, right? right? I think it was. So, no, Tuesday. Because we weren't home all day Wednesday. We, meaning David, I, my brother, and Rosa, went on a trip. We went to a Cold War museum on Langeland, which is it is a island south of Funen, and the name translated basically means long land, which the island is long and slim. So the name makes sense, at least in Danish. But all the way down to the south, they have this Cold War museum that, you know, shows you how Denmark tried to protect themselves in case of war after World War II, you know, when the Cold War started. It was so interesting. So the trip down there took about 2 hours. So we picked up my brother and Rosa at about 9 a.m. Here it was raining, but we had, you know, seen the weather forecast, and it should be nice weather on Funen or on Langeland. So we were counting on that, which we had beautiful weather all day. The beginning of the day, well, most of the day, it was nice and warm, but we had a bit of a cloud, which made it amazing because we didn't freeze, but we weren't fried either, which was great. So we arrived down there about 11, and that was an hour after they opened. So we walked in, got our tickets. Rosa would be free, but they have this thing you can purchase down there for kids that, you know, is called Spy for a Day, where the children get this little pamphlet with different things they should look for and solve as you walk around the area. And this is an old military area. So, I mean, it isn't just, you know, an area where they have set things up, you know. No, this is the original military area that they used back then. So we walked around and we saw bunkers that they used back then, and there was military equipment, there was tanks and guns and a lot of things. And in the bunkers they had exhibitions, you know, telling about what, you know, what the soldiers were doing and what the camp was for, and telling us about the cannons and stuff like that. And it was so interesting. And Rosa and I did the Spy for a Day, so that was fun. And David and my brother is both very interested in, you know, that sort of things. So Rosa and I were, I mean, I find it interesting as well. It's so interesting. It is a part of our history, and I mean, potentially, it could have been very, very bad if Russia decided to attack back then, because, you know, Denmark would basically be first in line if they attacked, because if they wanted to get out into the rest of the world, they would have to pass through our waters. So we would be, not an easy target, but they would have to target us in order to get out, because I highly doubt it that anybody would just let them out without a fight, So, yeah. And then they started talking about our special Navy. It's kind of like Navy SEALs, but not. Does that make sense? Probably not. I think the Navy SEALs were, I don't know, what inspired them to do this special military elite. And it was very, very hard to become one of these elite soldiers. They're called frogmen, directly translated again. And they are the elite of the elite. We have had Navy SEALs over here a few times that had to try, some of the things that these young men and women need to do in order to be accepted into the program. And that Navy SEAL ended up feeling a little sorry for himself because it's quite a hard program. We have had one woman in the history. When did it start? I think, was it the 50s or the 60s? I can't remember right now. We had one woman who got accepted into the program because, they have to live up to the same requirements because this is such an elite. But sadly, no women have finished the program yet because it's so strenuous. It was really interesting. The interesting thing is our king was in this program, and he is one of those elite soldiers today. Well, he graduated. He isn't today, but he graduated it, and nobody really believed him when he, said that this is what he wanted to do, and nobody really was like, oh, if you get in, that'll be amazing, and we will be so proud of you. And the big part of population in Denmark were like, oh, who does he think he is? Just because he's a king, they won't let him in. But he actually did all the things he was supposed to do. He wasn't let in because he's royal. He earned his way in. And it was so tough. He almost flunked out a few times because, of all the tests and the things they had to do. But he graduated. And I can imagine that would have been one of the greatest things he ever did in his life. I can imagine, one of the world's toughest military programs, and he graduated it, which, that is kind of awesome. So there was a lot of written things where they wrote about it, not him, because this is way before our king was in the program, but how it started out, and that one of the first instructors they had used to be a part of the French. Oh my God, what's the name of it? The French elite soldiers. I can't remember the name of them right now. So yeah, it's kind of cool, and you know the other things that we read about was how many men it took to man the cannons and how they practiced in case the Russian would come, and we saw this missile room where they aren't loaded anymore. There isn't any gunpowder in them. At least I don't think so. But there was this poster that was like, okay, these in that color are the ones that they used for practice because they were, blank missiles, and this color was used for that, and that color was used for that. It was really interesting. And they even had this little kind of a playground where you could try some of the exercises that this elite team has to go through. One of them being you have to run, I can't remember how long it is, something kilometers in 12 minutes. And they have made, if you run from here to that bunker and around that, then you will have run as far as you're supposed to do, and you have 12 minutes. And I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do that in 30 minutes, And then you could try some of them. I asked Rosa if she wanted to do some of them. She couldn't do all of them because, she's just 4 years old, and some of the things were obviously made for older kids. But she did some of them, and she had fun, and yeah. It's so fun. They also had Denmark's only submarine, which was taken out of commission in, was it 2009? Something like that. And they had that one down there so you could go in and see it. And that was interesting, but so hot. It wasn't on, of course it wasn't. But you can, walk around and see how they lived and the kitchenette, stuff like that. And every time we went somewhere that was a boat, even a regular, Navy boat, Rosa was the captain. That was the first thing she said, like, I'm the captain, and then you have to do as I say, something like that, And then the captain goes and blah, blah, blah. She's funny, that one. But yes, she had a blast. She was tired at the end. She didn't sleep on the way home. I did, by the way. I was tired. But yeah, there was so much interesting stuff going on there. I would absolutely, if you're interested in stuff like that and you ever have the chance, go see it. Go explore, especially if you live in Denmark, because most of it is, of course, in Danish. There is some of it that isn't English because we do have people from other countries. We met some, I think they were German or Dutch, I'm not sure. I'm not in the habit of eavesdropping. I just heard something that sounded like German. But it could just as well have been Dutch. Because they use some German words. But yeah, so, and then before we drove home, we went into Bangkok, this one of the southernmost cities on Langeland, and got an ice cream. We promised Rosa that she would get ice cream, so of course we had to get ice cream. Went into this ice cream shop, and the woman in there, oh my god, I mean, she didn't seem like she wanted to be there. She was grumpy, and she wasn't very service-minded at all. So we were kind of like, afterwards, I wonder if, she's the owner and she'd had a bad season or something, because yikes. She was really grumpy. But we got our ice creams and we were, out sitting outside. Then Rosa wanted to go to the playground just next to the ice cream shop. So I took her to the playground, and David and my brother walked around the harbor looking at the boats and whatnot. So I was, playing with Rosa, having fun, and we were sitting on the swings, and they had this kind of a big dart game on the pavement beside the playground. My God, please do cooperate here. And it was kind of funny because you used bags, little bags that had rice in them, something like rice at least. And then you threw these little bags to, to make goals or whatever, to get to as close as you could to that red dot in the middle. This is my Enablers Outpost pen. I'm using this mostly for ABs and whatnot. It has that single placer from Diamond Art Club with a glue dot, this is a 3 placer from Diamond Art Club with my own homemade scented putty in it. So, yeah, it was quite a funny day. And Rosa got to play. I think we left at around 5:30, I think. It had been a long day. I mean, we were at that Cold War museum, I don't know, from 11 until 4. And then we went to get the ice cream, and Rosa played until 5:30. And then we drove home, and we were home at around 7. So it's been a long day. So we just went home, David watched some Chicago Fire. I was sitting in there for a while with him watching. And then eventually I was like, I need some diamond painting time. I haven't been diamond painting all day. So I went in here for a bit, diamond painted. Do I really need to refill? I think I do. Usually when this starts to happen, it's because my putty is acting up, since it is clumping in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's starting to be squished down there. I am a hard presser. I know that. So I have to do this every now and then, which is okay. I mean, I know it. And it's mostly just a little bit that I need to put in there. It's just to to fill up the you know, the gaps that I've made. It isn't hot. And I refuse to just, pull out the putty and put in new just because I'm a hot presser. There you go. Almost as good as new. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Then Thursday, David was out biking, and I was not really doing a whole lot. I was tired, you all. No, that's not true. Thursday, it's good that I did this today. Thursday, I had to go to Ulm, to the hospital, because I needed to go pick up the equipment for my second sleep study. So yeah, I did that. I had to be over there at 2, but David did do his biking. Yeah, so I had to be over there at 2. I drove from here about 12:30. You never know the traffic, and school is back, so people are back at work. So you never know the traffic, but it was okay. You'll always have people who doesn't know how to drive, at least, in my opinion. I mean, some people. But I got over there in one piece, and I was talking to the project manager, got the things that I needed, these little thingies that I need to have in my ears at night. I can't really talk too much about them since it is a secret. I am not allowed to show them in any way, which is kind of a bummer because I would have loved to show you them. I can't even describe them too much, just that it is something that I need to have in my ears when I am sleeping. But I've had them in Thursday and Friday night, and he told me, there is a chance that your ears might be sore from having them in at night. I mean, these earbuds thingies are made for me. They took a what do you call it? They put in some silicone into my ears, so they are made for my ears. And I can feel that when I put them in. They are very comfortable in my ears, whereas usual when I'm putting on a headset, they can be quite uncomfortable because my ear canal is rather small, apparently. Narrow at least. So I have to wear very, very small headsets, if it's those that you put in your ears at least. So yeah, and I haven't had any issues with those. So yeah, it's interesting. I need to do this for 5 weeks from Monday because I got over there on a Thursday. I have a few extra days, and I need to answer a lot of questions every day. How it's working. Do I have any thing that makes them uncomfortable? Did I, Did something happen during the night? Have I been sick? All sort of questions, that can affect the study. And then I had to, before I could leave, I had to show that I could put in these earplugs without issue. And I did that. No problem at all. And then Thursday night when I was to put them in here at home, I had issues. Mostly I think because David was watching and I got, confidential issues. I felt a little watched. So I had issues. But, I got them in and everything was fine. Last night, David had gone into bed when I was ready to put them in, so no issues at all there. Tonight I am not wearing them. I'm having a break today, then tomorrow they're back on. And yeah, so then I'm having another week of getting used to them. And then the week after, I'm using them 5 days out of the week, meaning Monday to Friday. And then I have the weekend off. Which, it's fine by me. I don't think I would have had an issue wearing them every day. But you're not supposed to. I think I would be one of those that would forget, oh, I'm not supposed to have them on today, Yeah. But it's interesting. And then on the 27th, I am going to on a sleep study. What do you call them? One of those places you go if you, where they watch you have an EEG on while you sleep. And they, do you have an sleep apnea? Do you grind your teeth? Stuff like that. So that is a part of it. That's a part of the project. So I'm going over there on the 27th. Which is going to be interesting as well. I've never tried it. And I'm supposed to be over there at 7. Like I told the project manager, I'm like, it's pretty good that it's in our vacation that I'm supposed to go over there, because we get up earlier and go to bed earlier than usual, meaning that if this has been any other week, I wouldn't have been able to go to bed and sleep until way after midnight. But because we, drew back the schedule, I'm going to bed at around midnight. So I might be able to go to bed a little earlier even. I don't know when they expect us to sleep over there. I don't know. I was kind of like, oh, do they expect us to go to bed at like 9? Because that's going to be an issue. I don't know. And I don't know, maybe I should call and ask them, just so I have an idea of what to expect. I am going to bring, I think, one of my mini dazzles over there so that I have something to do until I'm going to bed. I could also bring my knitting. That might be a better idea. Just so, I get some knitting done as well. Rosa ordered a dress. in blue and green. I need to find the colors. I need to show the colors. I found some yarn in my stash, so I need to ask her if these are the colors that she wants. You never know. But yeah, I need to ask her that. Do we have any of these? Yes, over there. But yeah, then Friday, I didn't do a lot. Friday, it was bad weather, so we were more or less just inside watching TV. We were out shopping because we needed to get some stuff. No, that was Thursday, right? Yeah, that was Thursday. Thursday, after I got home, we were out, buying some essentials. And then yesterday, we were just hanging out here at home, doing nothing really. I was watching some TV with David, doing some diamond painting, and then our neighbor came in while we were getting something to eat. We had rye bread with different things on it, cold meats and stuff like that. And a neighbor came in asking, she had had a reception at work and they had way too much cake. If we wanted some cake for our evening coffee. Not that we drink evening coffee, but you get the sentiment. So sure. So she came back with some cake. And then, David wrote me a little later, you want cake? It's like, sure. And then we had these little buckets of Magnum ice cream double caramel. We had gotten some of those. So we got those. We love cake and we love ice cream, so why not combine, first eat the cake and then get ice cream while we were watching Chicago Fire. And of course I had to ask, so what happened and why are... Just because, I leave and then I don't watch the next 15 episodes and I'm like, wait, what happened? Yeah. Poor David, he has to explain everything to me. I'm like, wait, where is this person and what happened to that person? And are these two back again? No, why not? I mean, look at them. Oh, poor David. Nah, I think he's fine. I think he's fine. Hang on. Yeah. Do you see those? Do you see that tab? Hang on. Can you see it? Yeah, there's a little tab there. I can't use those because the grid is rather tight, which is fine. It's just making it a little tough. Otherwise I'll have issues when I'm placing them, and I don't like that. So yeah, every time I put in a new color, I remove those that I can see at least, so that I'm ready, and then I can multi-place, or at least try to. I am getting better though. I'm practicing. I am never going to be one of those that can just duck away, multi-placing. I am absolutely not that good. I mean, when I look at some of the other YouTube creators, and they basically just grab and then they duck, 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 and I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. I spend way too much time aligning them in the tray, placing them on the canvas. Oh dear, dear. It's okay. It's okay. It isn't a race, and it is my fun hobby, you know. But being able to multi-place might make me able to finish my diamond paintings a bit faster. And that way, I can, you know, get through some of them a little faster, you know, and that way I get to buy new ones. Because I do need to finish some of those. Do you see my big fat head every now and then? I'm not really sure. 4, 5, 6. But yeah, I do need to finish some of them. So I'm working on it. I'm kind of, you know, I wonder how long this will take me. I mean, by now it's almost a month and a half. Almost. We'll see. I mean, the event, the paint-along, is in September, but I'm pretty sure that I'll be finished before then. And then I can begin on my September canvas, which will be Virgo from Eau Claire Studio. And I'm still gonna, you know, watch all the videos and put in some pictures maybe. I don't think I'm gonna put up my post review until September, no matter if I'm done even before, you know, just to make it a part of the event, the paint along. I'm sorry for the crinkle. I don't want to remove the last of the plastic until I'm getting to that row. And I don't, yeah, I'm just not removing the plastic until I'm done with this row. I have, including this one, I have 4 squares left on this row, because the amount that I had left on the canvas was too much. Where did I put my, where? Oh, here. So I couldn't put my release paper down like this. So I decided to put them like this, and then I'll have 2 rows, because this is 4 inches and this is 6. So, you know, there is about 8 inches down until I'm done. Almost, right? Maybe 5 inches. But no matter, I would lack something, and that is fine. So I just, you know, put them the other way around, and then I would have 2 rows instead of 1.5. But because I have the release papers the other way around, it feels like I'm getting the row finished a little faster. At least it feels like it. I don't know if it's just in my head. It might be. I don't know. But it feels like it's a little faster, which is okay. But yeah, well, then today, my brother asked, because oh my God, he and Rosa was going to get ice cream by the harbor, and Rosa wanted to invite our parents, her paternal grandparents. So my brother asked, so we're going to the harbor for ice cream, and Rosa wanted to bring, our parents, he wrote. So do you want to join us, for support and moral, because you never know what my mom might end up doing or saying or whatever. So we said, sure. I mean, ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? And who doesn't like seeing Rosa? I mean, hey, it's a win-win situation, at least for us. So I asked, so did they say yes? Have you heard back? It's like, no, they haven't answered. So did you, send a text, or do you write them on Messenger? It's like, I wrote on Messenger to both of them. I was like, huh. So can you see if they've, read them? Like, no, they haven't, but you know that you can read them without showing. I mean, I know that because I do that every now and then. And then I forget to answer, which is a problem. It's not very nice, but sometimes, I don't want to open up Messenger and then I can just read the message, But yeah, I know that. So we went down there, and my parents were a no-show. They didn't show up. So maybe they didn't see the message, or maybe they didn't feel like it. You never know with my parents. So we were there with my brother and Rosa, and thank God she was so happy to see us. She was waving long before their bike was, standing still. So that's nice. And she didn't mention anything about my parents or our parents, her grandparents. So I'm like, okay, I mean, maybe it was okay that we were down there. But it was kind of a shame, But they missed out. And then they have these bubble waffles that they put ice into. And I'm going to try one of those. But I wanted soft ice, because I haven't had... This is my first ice cream this year, you guys. I mean, where you go to an ice, to a store like that. But yeah. No, that's not true. I got one Thursday. That's a lie. I had one. Oh my God. But it is the first time that I got a soft ice. So I was like telling David, you know what? So we still have 2 weeks of vacation, and we are absolutely going down there again sometime. I still forgot one of those. I don't get it, because I'm looking and looking and looking before I'm putting away these colors, and I end up missing at least a few every time. It's so annoying. But yeah. And then when we were done having our ice cream, and Rosa had gone to the bathroom to wash up her face, because even though she wasn't having her own ice cream, she was sharing with her dad because she can't eat. See, there's one more there. Oh, God. There was this little playground just around the corner. So she wanted to go over there, and we were sitting, the adults were sitting on some, I don't know what it was, but we were sitting and looking, and Rosa was playing. She was mostly playing around us, playing that she was the mom, and she was cooking for us, and the kids weren't really behaving, and why wouldn't we eat when we were told to? She had a blast. And then she picked up some rocks, and those rocks were diamonds, but they were only for the girls, and the boys couldn't have them, and yeah. She's very boys, girls. She divides, between boys and girls. And sometimes it's just for the girls. It's very important, just the girls. Some things are just, like she would say, no, this is just for the girls. And us girls and boys. It's so funny. She was playing, that she was cooking meatballs and something, and those were little rebels. And she would go over and like, boys, you need to eat your dinner, boys. And then one of my brother's friend, well, I've known him for years as well. He's a politician. Is he in our local? I don't know, but he is from the party that has the majority of the votes in our city council. That my brother is in the in that same party. I think I've talked about it. That's why I needed to babysit Rosa the week before last. So he stopped by. He was just walking and he saw us, so he came over and we were chit-chatting a little. So he was one of the boys that needed to eat. And then we were like, okay, we have to go home. And Rosa was pouting because she wasn't ready. But I'm like, yeah, we had to go. And then my brother was like, yeah, well, Rosa, we could go to the beach, see if the water is hot enough for a little toe dipping. So they did that, and we drove home, and I walked in here. Earlier today, before we went down there, I was outside weeding some of, gardening to remove some weed in our blueberry patch. And, yeah, that took a while. Because we have these wild clovers. They have the most beautiful orange flowers, but they spread like wildfire. And I am in the trial of removing them, but they have roots that are so hard to catch all of them. And as long as you still have roots, they will come back. It's annoying as bleep, but, I just have to keep removing them until hopefully I've gotten all of them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying my best. And then sometimes David is removing some of them. And today I spent a few hours out there. I haven't gotten all of them because eventually my bag is like no more. But if the weather is okay, I might go out there again tomorrow to do a little. I don't know. Or maybe I'll go out there again Tuesday because Monday is Rosa Day. And then after I've, sent Rosa home, delivered her home, I am going to my knitting club. The lady that we're going to go to this time is turning 90 this month. Yes, 90. 5 years ago, she celebrated her 85th birthday with a big reception thingy where we were all invited. But like this year, she was like, I'm just going to invite, my family for a mini party. But how many was she because she have I can't remember how many kids she has. Then she has grandkids and great grandkids, and yeah, I think she said if everybody was there, including, the grandkids and their spouses and the kids and their spouses, they would easily be around 40 people, and that's just the closest family. I was like, dang. I mean, when David and I, yeah, well, it depends. If we have all of David's family, we are, I don't know, around 20, 24, 25, if I remember correctly. And then everybody has to be there. In my family, not so many, because a lot of them don't really see each other. I mean, my mom sees her sister every now and then. She lives here in our town. She moved down here a few years ago. Well, I think that's 3 years ago. I think she moved into her house, her townhouse, the same year that we moved out here, I think. So, yeah. But, I mean, I've told you about my mom. And she treats everybody the same. I mean, her sister gets the same kind of treatment that the rest of us does. So, and like my mom is, then she's angry because of something, nobody knows why, and then she doesn't talk to you for quite a while, and I mean, that is one of the reasons that we don't see my parents very much, because I'm basically getting too old. I'm too old for that. I mean, I lived that childhood. I'm done. So, I mean, I'm not doing that anymore. And she isn't a fan of that, of me saying enough is enough. I'm not doing that. But yeah, I mean, that's her issue. I don't have an issue, being in the same room with her. I can be civil. But she has a problem with it, which again, because I don't comply, or we don't comply. Mostly I don't comply. I'm a bad child, which again, I'm too old for that. But yeah, that's interesting, right? And then tomorrow is my live. So if you want to and are up, I mean, for me it's 7 p.m. For the East Coasters, it is 1 p.m. For the West Coasters, for the Pacific, it is 10 a.m. So it depends on, if you're like to sleep in or you're up bright and early. I don't know, 10? Is that late? I don't know. I mean, for me, 10 might be a little early, usually, since I don't get up until 20 after 10, but I could get up earlier, really. If I had to, I could. But yeah, I hope some of you want to join in. You're more than welcome anyway. Come chit-chat with me, listening to all my ramblings, kind of like now. Yeah, and I mean, it's you, the viewers, the participants, that mostly run the subjects that we're going to talk about. So, yeah, I mean, join us if you like. And yeah, it's going to be fun, I think, I hope. It usually is. And the good thing is that we're not a lot of people, which I like. I found one of these over here. I mean, I like that we aren't a lot of people, because I get to answer everybody, and I can follow the chat without any issues. I don't feel like I'm running after, you know, how you sometimes in busy lives with a lot of people there, I sometimes feel like the person being live can't follow, you know, can't keep up with the chat. Which, of course, if you have, you know, 100 people there, how are you supposed to keep up? I mean, I would never in a billion years be able to. If I have had around 20, I'm getting, you know, a little winded. Well, not winded, but I'm like, wait, what just happened over here? It's not as bad, you know. I'm just having to. Sometimes I have to go, you know. Wait, what did somebody just write up here? But yeah, it would be fun, you know, to see all of you guys there. So yeah, please stop by, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself now and let you guys go and do some more diamond painting while I'm uploading this one. So take care, everybody, and again, don't forget to give this video a like and tell me how you're doing and what you've been working on down in the comment field. So yeah, until next time, bye everybody. Bye. Take care. Love you all. Bye.